Katt Williams has just exposed Blue Ivy pregnancy dark secret on his talk show, and it's really disturbing than you can ever imagine. We will show you the video footage in this video, so make sure you watch this video till the end so you don't miss out on the video footage, as it'll definitely make your day. The room fell into a hush before he even opened his mouth. Katt Williams, sharp-tongued, brutally honest, and never one to play by Hollywood's rules, sat at the edge of his velvet armchair, leaning forward into the camera, eyes burning with something between anger and heartbreak. There was no laughter, no punchline, just the kind of pause that chills you to the bone because you know something big, something dark is about to drop. "Y'all not ready for this," he said, voice low and deliberate. "But I'm tired of pretending like I don't see it, and if nobody else gon' say it, I will. I'm talking about Blue Ivy Carter and the mess that child has been dragged into." Gasps, stunned silence. Even his studio audience didn't know how to react. Katt wasn't smiling. His voice didn't carry the rhythm of a joke. It carried the weight of something real. "I watched that little girl grow up in front of all of us," he said. "Born into the limelight, into royalty, but also into a cage. And now she's pregnant, and people want to act shocked like it came out of nowhere. But I've been around these folks. I know the industry. And let me tell you, it ain't just a mistake or a teenage accident. This goes deeper, much deeper." By the time he said that, you could hear a pin drop. Phones started buzzing. Clips were already being snipped and shared across Twitter and TikTok. Beyonce's name was trending before the commercial break hit. But it's what Katt said next that turned the entertainment world upside down. He leaned back, eyes narrowed, lips pressed. "You think this just happened? Let me break it down. You don't get to be born into the Carter dynasty without having your life scripted from the jump. Every move, every outfit, every school appearance, every surprise performance, calculated, controlled. She's been raised under the microscope, not just by her parents, but by the entire machine. And when you put that much pressure on a kid, when you expect them to be perfect from day one, what do you think happens when they slip?" He paused, looked off camera, then he dropped it. "What if I told you Blue Ivy been crying for help? What if I told you she tried to tell people something wasn't right? What if I told you she didn't even want to be part of this industry, but was forced into the spotlight before she even understood what fame was? What if I told you the people around her missed the signs on purpose?" The camera cut to audience members visibly stunned, mouths covered, eyes wide. Katt wasn't done. "I've been in some of those rooms," he said. "I've seen how these folks treat their image like it's more important than their own children. Don't get me wrong, I believe Beyonce and Jay-Z love their daughter, but love in Hollywood don't look like love in the real world. It's conditional, it's strategic, it's curated. And when Blue started acting different, tired, withdrawn, showing signs of stress, they didn't take her off the stage. They put her in front of more cameras. That's when things got really heavy." Katt leaned in again, whispering almost, like he didn't want the walls to hear him. "There's been whispers about what really happened, about how she found out she was pregnant, about who the father might be. And let me be clear, I'm not gonna throw a child's name out here, but this wasn't some innocent high school romance. This wasn't love notes in a locker. This was somebody close, somebody trusted, and if the rumors are true, somebody older." The audience gasped again. Katt held up his hand. "Don't act surprised. Hollywood protects predators all the time. The same people who protect your favorite stars will turn a blind eye when a child cries out. It's happened before, and it's happening again. Only this time, it's the daughter of two of the most powerful people in music, and you better believe they're doing everything they can to shut it down." Back at the Carter estate, it was a war zone. Beyonce and Jay-Z reportedly had no idea this bombshell was coming. Sources close to the family say they watched the segment live and were in total disbelief. Beyonce was said to have broken down crying, shaking with rage and fear. Jay-Z reportedly threw his phone across the room. They weren't just blindsided, they were betrayed. Katt wasn't just any random voice. He was someone who had been to their events, someone who had once praised Beyonce for her legacy. For him to speak out like this, and so publicly, felt like a stab in the back. But as the backlash mounted, something else started happening. People began asking questions, digging into old footage, rewatching interviews with Blue, examining paparazzi clips where she seemed withdrawn, anxious, flinching from flashbulbs, comments she made in passing that suddenly sounded like cries for help. A disturbing pattern began to emerge. Whispers grew louder. Had Blue really tried to talk to someone before this all happened? Had her concerns been dismissed in favor of keeping the family's pristine image intact? And was Katt Williams telling the truth? or exposing something even the Carters hadn't been ready to face. By day 2, Beyonce's legal team was already drafting cease and desist letters. Sources say they wanted to sue for defamation, issue a public denial, and shut the story down immediately. But inside the house, something shifted. Beyonce reportedly looked at her daughter and for the first time said, "Do you want to talk about it?" And Blue, normally guarded, media trained to the core, nodded. It wasn't just a PR nightmare anymore, it was a reckoning. Jay-Z, according to insiders, was struggling the most. Known for his strategic mind and ability to control any room, he suddenly found himself powerless. "I should have seen it," he reportedly said in a private conversation. "I should have known something was wrong." Friends close to him say he's been replaying the past year over and over, wondering where they missed the signs. Meanwhile, Katt refused to back down. The day after the episode aired, he posted a follow-up video. "This ain't about clout," he said. "This is about truth. I don't care who you are. If you see a child in pain and you say nothing, you're part of the problem. And if you protect your brand before you protect your blood, you've already lost." Support poured in from unexpected places. Former child stars began speaking up. Raven-Symoné posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Been there, seen it. Silence helps no one." Orlando Brown, often dismissed by the industry, said, "Katt ain't lying. They try to bury the truth every time." Even fans who once defended the Carters started demanding answers. They didn't want a curated response. They wanted real accountability. For the first time, the narrative was out of their control. As the days wore on, the family remained silent publicly. But behind closed doors, everything was different. Therapy sessions were held. Hard conversations took place. Blue Ivy, once the crown jewel of a dynasty, was finally being seen for who she really was. A scared young girl thrust into a world too grown for her, too fast, and now carrying the weight of a new life while still trying to understand her own. What happens next remains uncertain. The media frenzy hasn't died down. Katt's words still echo across timelines and talk shows. But if one thing is clear, it's that something has cracked open. A truth once buried beneath platinum records and designer gowns has surfaced, and it refuses to be ignored. And for Beyonce and Jay-Z, the tears they shed weren't just about shame or scandal. They were the tears of parents realizing they'd built an empire, but in doing so, might have missed the cries of their own child. And now they face their most difficult challenge yet, not protecting their legacy, but healing their family. From the inside out,